ItthiJit Podcast, Episode 7. Today, we mark a new chapter in music and mental training with the official debut of Human Pulsecore, a genre crafted not for entertainment, but as a core tool within the ItthiJit system. I am YARATA. Let's dive in.
I want to start today with a question that, honestly, I've been wrestling with all week. We all use music as a kind of utility, right?
Absolutely. It's a tool.
You put on certain beats to focus, something high tempo for the gym, something sad when you just want to feel it for a bit.
We treat our playlists like a pharmacy, a prescription for a mood.
Exactly, a prescription. But what if music wasn't just about changing your mood? What if it was a literal physical tool for actually rewiring your nervous system?
And you don't mean that in a metaphorical, this song changed my life way.
No, not at all. I mean, in a biological, this is altering your brain waves kind of way.
It's a fascinating pivot because we box music into art or entertainment. But if you look at, say, shamanic chanting or tribal drumming, sound has always been a technology for altering consciousness.
And what we're looking at today isn't ancient. It's very modern, very specific, and I have to say, a little intimidating.
Intimidating is a good word for it.
We are doing a deep dive into a newly proposed genre called Human Pulsecore.
And calling it a genre almost feels like it misses the point.
It does. It's more like a methodology, a system designed specifically for mental training.
And to get this system, you really have to look at the guy behind it. His name is YARATA.
Or Rewat Bunyada.
Right. And reading his manifesto, and it really does read like a manifesto, the man is not short on confidence.
That's putting it mildly. He makes this incredibly bold claim. He basically charts out the history of heavy music, points to Nine Inch Nails,
And says, they defined industrial rock.
then he points to Burial and says he redefined dubstep with this dark, urban feel. And then he just, slots himself right in there.
As the next logical step. It's audacious, but if you can look past the bravado for a second, the distinction he's making is actually key.
I agree. He says Nine Inch Nails was the sound of resistance. Burial was the sound of isolation.
But Human Pulsecore, he claims, is a tool for the ItthiJit system.
Okay, stop right there. ItthiJit. I saw that everywhere in the notes. It sounds a little mystical. What are we actually talking about?
It's a bridge, really. Itti is about psychic or spiritual power, and Chitta is the mind. So yeah, mind power. But he's not pitching it as magic.
He's pitching it as audio engineering.
Precisely. He's saying that with an exact combination of sounds, you can bypass language and hit the biology directly.
Which brings us to our mission for this deep dive. We're not just reviewing a playlist, we're analyzing a system that claims it can hack your brain.
And that's the core question, right?
Yeah.
Why do we need a new genre for that?
Yeah, why can't I just put on some drone metal and call it a day?
Because, as YARATA argues, it's all about intention.
Intention.
Think about it. The intention of a pop song is to be catchy, to get streamed. It's a product. The intention here is pure function. It's a mind tool.
There was this analogy in the text that I really latched onto. It said, if industrial is fighting the system and dubstep is being alone in the city,
Then Human Pulsecore is the sound of facing your own mind.
which for most people is terrifying.
It's the ultimate confrontation. And that's why he says this isn't some random experiment. He calls it an establishment of a new path, with these structural designs meant to shift life waves.
Life waves sounds a bit out there, but when you get into the 5 pillars he lays out, it gets very technical, very fast.
It does. So let's break them down.
Okay, pillar 1, nonverbal human vocals.
This is the absolute heart of the genre. Normally, vocals are lyrics telling a story, or in something like music therapy, they're just a light texture in the back.
Right, like a soft, airy choir sound.
Exactly. Here, the vocal is the lead instrument. It's the guide.
Yeah.
But, and this is the big twist, there are no words. None.
And the reason for that, the source says, is language equals interpretation.
Think about it. The second you hear a lyric, your analytical brain kicks on.
You start thinking, what does this mean? Do I relate to this?
You're analyzing the feeling instead of just feeling it. He wants to shut that part down. With a wordless hum or a scream, your brain can't analyze it linguistically. It just gets the raw data, the pure emotion.
It's the difference between someone telling you they're in pain and actually watching them scream.
That's it. One is information, the other is a punch to the gut. He wants the punch.
And that punch is delivered in a very specific soundscape, which is pillar 2, the DNA of grunge and alternative rock.
Yes. This is the aesthetic. That raw, heavy, sludgy, emotional weight you get from bands from the 90s.
But again, it's about subtraction. He keeps the distortion, the power.
But he strips out the lyrics. He removes the teenage angst poetry.
So you get the sonic weight of a Nirvana track, but without Kurt Cobain's words to guide you.
Exactly. It's raw power without the language filter. And it makes sense. Lyrics pull you into the singer's world. Without them, that heavy sound becomes a mirror for your world. It's about pressure, not poetry.
Okay, but pressure and noise need a container, or it's just chaos. And that's pillar 3, right? The cinematic, ritual, industrial structure.
This is the framework. It's 3 things at once. Cinematic means it has an emotional arc, a journey. Ritual is the rhythm. Think tribal ceremonies. It's hypnotic, meant to induce a state change.
An industrial.
That's the physical weight, the clanging metal, the machinery. It grounds you. It keeps you from just floating away on the ritualistic rhythm.
So the whole journey is meant to be tension, then impact, then release, and then this, liminal state.
The threshold, that's what liminal means. It's the space between what was and what will be, like the strange quiet right after a huge storm.
The air feels different.
That's the state, a state of pure potential. The music is designed to walk you right to that edge and just leave you there.
But, and this was a huge point for me, he's so clear about what this music is not. Pillar 4 is the zero EDM policy.
This is so crucial. Our brains are like totally wired for EDM structures now. The build-up, the snare roll.
And then the drop, that big endorphin rush.
He hates that, calls it a sugar rush. A cheap dopamine hit that a producer tricks your body into feeling.
It's the audio version of a TikTok scroll, a quick, hollow fix.
Precisely. So human Pulsecore bans those structures. No party drops. The goal is deep energy, not a fleeting high. He makes a point to separate it from hybrid trailer music.
The stuff they used to sell superhero movies.
Yeah, that's made to make you buy a ticket, not to make you look inside yourself. This demands patience, which in our world is a pretty radical thing to ask of a listener.
So no cheap drops, but that doesn't mean it's flat. The 5th pillar is the emotional signature, which is like the secret sauce. How do you actually get the listener into that state?
This is the psychoacoustic engineering part. He uses a few tools. First is the heavy drop.
Wait, I thought you said no drop.
No EDM drops. A heavy drop here isn't for dancing, it's a physical tool. It's a blast of sub-bass frequency designed to literally vibrate stuck emotions. You feel it in your chest.
So it's functional bass.
Then there's the silence cut.
That one sounds jarring.
It is. A wall of intense sound, and then bam, absolute total silence.
That gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
That's the point. In that sudden void, your mind scrambles. It's forced to confront the echo of the noise, the emptiness. That silence is a confrontation.
Like when a loud fan turns off and the quiet feels heavy.
Exactly, but way more intense. And finally, the namesake, human pulse dominance.
The heartbeat.
Yes. The rhythm isn't a kick drum. It's the sound of a human pulse mixed to be louder than the other instruments.
That's primal.
It's an anchor. It's a phenomenon called entrainment, where your body syncs up to external rhythms. It's a grounding wire that tells your nervous system, this is alive. You are alive.
So you have the shock, the vibration, and the anchor all cycling you through these states.
It's an architecture for consciousness. But, and this is the biggie, it all depends on physics.
Which brings us to the technical necessity, and this part feels like homework. Ray YARATA is adamant. You cannot stream this music on the usual platform.
It sounds a bit elitist at first, right? Oh, you can't use Spotify. But there's a real scientific reason for it.
Break it down. Why is streaming bad for my nervous system?
Compression. When you stream from Spotify or YouTube, it's a compressed file, like an MP3. To make it small enough to stream, the algorithm just throws away data.
What data?
The very high and very low frequencies, the ones they assume your ear won't notice. But Ray's entire argument is that those frequencies are the medicine, that sub-bass that vibrates your bones, the high harmonics that affect your brain.
Depression just deletes them.
It deletes them. So you're getting the placebo, you hear the song, but you don't get the physical effects.
So the call to action, the solution, is you have to download the uncompressed WAV files, the masters.
Yes. And he points everyone specifically to his Ko-Fi page, ko-fi.com/YARATA. You have to go there, get the file, and use good headphones. No laptop speakers.
That is so much friction for a modern listener. Asking someone to download a file in 2026 is like asking them to churn butter.
I think the friction is part of the point.
How so?
This isn't background music, it's a training session. The act of going to the site, downloading the file, putting on the headphones, it's a commitment, it's a ritual.
You're showing up to do the work. It's a gym session for your amygdala.
Precisely. If it were easy, you'd consume it passively. The difficulty ensures you participate actively.
So let's zoom out. We've gone through the pillars, the philosophy, the physics. Why should you, the listener, bother with any of this?
Because we're drowning in distraction. We have a million ways to numb ourselves. If you feel bad, you scroll. If you feel anxious, you binge a show. Our whole culture is built on avoiding discomfort.
And Human Pulsecore says, no, sit in it.
It's the antithesis of escapism. It's a tool for radical confrontation with yourself. It asks you not to believe anything, but to just experiment on your own biology.
I really like that phrase he used, becoming a co-creator of your own change. It's not that the music fixes you.
No, the music can't fix you. A hammer can't build a house on its own.
But in the right hands, it can.
This is the hammer. You have to be the one to swing it.
That's a lot of responsibility to put on the listener. But I suppose that's the whole idea, to stop being a passive consumer of your own life.
Which leaves us with a final, maybe uncomfortable thought for you to take away.
Let's hear it.
We spend so much energy curating our lives to be pleasant. Our feeds, our music, our social lives. But real growth almost never happens when we're comfortable. So, if most music is about escaping your feelings, what happens when you turn on music that's specifically designed to force you to sit inside them?
What happens when you take away the words, the happy beat, the sugar rush, and all that's left is just the raw, unedited vibration of being human?
That's the experiment.
It's a terrifying prospect for a lot of people,
No.
but maybe that's exactly why it's worth a try. If you're brave enough, you know where to find the files.
Thanks for diving in with us.
It's been a ride. Keep listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Human Pulsecore invites you to confront your own mind directly. For 100% neurological rewiring results, I recommend using uncompressed master.wave files. Search Google for YARATA Ko-Fi and start your transformation today. I'm YARATA. Goodbye.